Hey guys, this is Stephanie and I'm Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Today I am coming to you with day 18 of the Spring to It Vlogathon, and today we are talking about books that we wish had a prequel. And I can't tell you how many times I have read a book or a series and been like, man, I just wish I knew kind of what happened before, or just a character that's so interesting. I'm like, I wonder what they went through when they were a teenager. Did they have acne? So the first one I would love for to have a prequel would be The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher. In this, we are following a wizard named Harry, not that wizard, who lives in modern day Chicago. And he is like a wizard. He doesn't do birthday parties. He doesn't do magic shows. He does actual magic for hire to help people. And he is very much in touch with the supernatural world of vampire, werewolves, and the fae, and so much more. This is an incredibly great series. It's 15 books long as of now. Hopefully we'll get longer because I really enjoy reading about Harry Dresden. So I think in these he's somewhere in his 30s maybe when the first book starts, maybe his late 30s, but he's a wizard. So wizards live a super long time, but I would love to know more about Harry when he was a teenager. Like, what did he do in high school? Did he have his powers in high school, or are they something you kind of grow into? I just would love to know more about his character in his earlier years. I'd like to know about his parents and his parents' parents, and there's just so much I want to know about. I would totally read a prequel about Harry Dresden. Next, I have Size 12 is Not Fat by Meg Cabot. Now, this is an adult fiction book, kind of a chick lit. It's super, super cute. Basically, in this, we are dealing with a girl. She's like a teen pop sensation who rises to glory and then crashes down. And in this book, she is trying to basically pick up the pieces of her life and go to college like all the other kids her age are doing. This is a really fun book series, the Heather Wells series. I think there's 5 in the series, and I think I've read 4 of them. I do really enjoy these books. They're very, very clever, but I wouldn't mind knowing more about Heather Wells when she was a pop star, like, and maybe a little before she was a pop star, how she became a pop star. They're pretty clear about how she falls from becoming a pop star, and then they talk about a little bit while she was, but I just think I would enjoy prequel on this series a lot. The next book I would love a prequel for would be Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. I'm sure you guys are getting sick of me talking about this book, but it was just that good. I have always loved Wonder Woman. That is the thing. Like, I didn't really grow up with DC and Marvel. I just grew up with my brothers reading a comic book, like that kind of thing. But I always loved Wonder Woman, and not just because she ran around with a whip in her underwear, because she was like this super strong chick. She could totally take care of herself, and I don't know, she was just awesome, and I always loved her. And then when the movie came out, I was like, vindicated. I love her even more now. And then the book came out, and I loved the book too. And all I have to say is I want to know what Diana was like as a teenager. Like, maybe like from, I think she's 18 in this, so maybe like from 10 to 18. I want to know what she was like. I want to know what she was doing. I want to know the mischief she got into. I want to know how she learned like all her sweet fighting moves and everything. In the movie, they do it some, but a prequel to a book would sure do more than that, wouldn't it? Basically, in Warbringer, it's kind of like the movie, kind of not. She sees somebody in trouble out in the water while she's on Themyscira, and it's a chick, and she actually ends up having to go help this girl back to her life and help her go through something. So then we have, Gail Gadot walking around New York City in her little getup, but it's like New York City like today. So it's a really fun book. It brings the whole Wonder Woman thing into modern day, and I loved it. I will probably read it again. The next book I would love to have a prequel would be 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I really, really, really enjoy this book. This was a really fun duology where we follow 6 people that are a little less than, legal in their dealings, who are going to be attempting to pull off a huge heist together as a group. And I think I would enjoy like a novella piece maybe on all 6 of them about how they got to where they are. Now we do get quite a bit of backstory by the second book because it's a duology about a lot of our characters. Inej, of course, is like my fave, but I would like a little more backstory, like maybe like what they were like when they were younger kids, not just teenagers. Because in this book, I think they're supposed to be like 17. And I gotta tell you, I've read this book, I've read the next book, and not for one second have I been like, like, yes, these are 17 and 18-year-olds walking around like saving the world. No. In my head, they're like 30-year-olds. I know they're supposed to be 17, but they're not, because 17-year-olds don't do that. They just don't. But I would love to see how they got where they were, and I would totally read that. I also would love a prequel on A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. And I know what you guys are thinking. You didn't even like that book. I didn't say I didn't like this book. I would say this book was a disappointment because everybody loves it. And I'm like, it's good. It's just not amazing. And the second book was nothing happened and blah, 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 blah. However, I would love a prequel on this book. I would like to know about Lila. I would like to know more about her upbringing as well in Grey London. I would really like to know more about Kel, because I feel like we did not get a lot of answers about Kel at all at the end of the series. So I would like to know more about him as well, and him growing up in Red London and wherever he came from. And I would also enjoy a prequel on Holland as well. Basically, this book is following a character named Kel, who has the ability to travel from one London to another. There are 4 Londons. There's Grey London, which has no magic, Red London, which has good magic, White London, which is losing all of its magic, and Black London, which has been cut off because it had evil magic inside of it. And Kel can jump from London to London to London. We non-magic folks cannot. And he basically just takes messages from like one monarchy to another and stuff like that. And then something happens. That's all I'm really going to tell you. It is a good book. It is worth reading. It is not the greatest book ever written, like some people say it is, but it's a good book. And I would love a prequel on those 3 folks. The last book that I think I would enjoy a prequel from would be The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is basically following a girl named Blue, and she kind of makes friends with a couple of boys from the local prep school that's not too far away, and those are the Raven Boys. And basically their paths kind of cross because they both have the same end goal, and it's a very well written book. It's hard to talk about what it's about without giving things away. There's a lot of supernatural stuff in this as well, and Blue comes from a family of like fortune tellers, and she has a prediction on her life of the man she loves she will kiss and he will die. So that's about all I'm going to tell you, and you're maybe confused, but it's really hard to talk about this book without giving things away. But I would love to have a prequel on basically all of our main characters. I would love a prequel on Blue, though they all are teenagers, so we kind of know them fairly young. I would like to know what Blue was like when she was really, really little and growing up. I would also love a bit of a prequel on Gansey, just to know some of the stuff that he's been through and how he got to the point he was at when we start the book. I would love a prequel on Noah, to know his past and the things he went through. You do find some of that out in the book, but I'd like to know more. I would enjoy a prequel on Ronan as well, and I think I'd be entertained by some of his upbringing. And then I'd also love one on Adam, though we do know a lot of Adam's backstory, and it is not something that you would be entertained by, but I wouldn't mind knowing Adam in his younger years, like maybe 8 and 9, and see kind of what formed him into who he is. I know it's vague, but read this book and then you're going to agree with me and be like, all the prequels. So that is it. I think I could have done this for probably 15 more books, but I cut myself off. Please tell me down below what book you wish had a prequel, and then tell me the characters you want the prequel on as well, because that's important. Thank you guys for watching today. I linked all the information down below so you too can be involved in the Spring to It Videothon. All the prompts, go ahead and do a past one, a future one, or release them when we do, and then let us know because we want to watch those too. Also, feel free to check out all of my co-host channels down below. We have Brews Reviews, Brooke Clark, Christina's Journey, Danny Buxton, and The Story with Serenity Dawn. But that is everything I have for you guys. I'm going to be here tomorrow, so if you want to see me tomorrow, this is where I'll be. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.